Hi, Rennie here. First off, I want to acknowledge Jen for bringing this to my attention in the first place. First time I heard about this, it was over a bulletin on my MySpace page. In the season opener of Desprate Housewives on ABC, Terry Hatcher, the lead character, was having some sort of medical examination, and she became flustered and demanded to see the doctor's credentials so she could make sure that he didn't get his degree from some college in the Philippines or somewhere. Now that's an ignorant statement, an ill-informed statement, and it's a xenophobic statement. And there's been a Philippine American group, and Philippine nationals are very upset about this, and they should be. They certainly should be, because it's an ignorant thing to say. And Luna's pretty upset about it too. Now, actually, from my way of thinking, I don't think that any Filipino national or Filipino American should be upset about what was said on the show Desperate Housewives, because so what? I mean, it really doesn't reflect badly upon the Filipino people or the Filipino educational system or the Filipino medical community. It just doesn't. It's a crass, uninformed statement that an ill-informed, ill-educated, crass, rude person would say. And it just doesn't have any reflection on anything. There's an old expression that I used to use all the time. In fact, I still use it all the time. It's almost my creed, that when we speak of others, we say less about them than we do about ourselves. And that's the case of what's happening right here. It really doesn't say anything about the Filipino people at all. It does speak volumes about ill-informed, ill-mannered, ill-educated, xenophobic American people. And that's actually a good thing. I like it when terrible people say things, because it helps me point them out so that I can avoid them. Now, I can't really do a boycott of Desperate Housewives, or ABC for that matter, because now that I think about it, I don't watch a single show on ABC. And I've never seen Desperate Housewives because I really just don't have that much spare time, and I can't devote spare time to something as trivial, as plastic, as two-dimensional, as self-indulgent as something like Desperate Housewives. It's an awful, awful thing. I would much rather watch something on the Discovery Channel or something on MSNBC, or make a video for YouTube. But I think ABC should be informed that this sort of entertainment is not appropriate and it shouldn't go on. And that's basically how I feel about it. You know, and I really don't support it. And I think if you feel moved to contact ABC, you should do that. Because if nothing else, it might put some pressure on the makers of this show, and then maybe they'll clean up their act a little bit, which would be a good thing. But that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Again, shout out to Jen for pointing this out to me so that I can decide whether or not I want to do anything about it. And frankly, I'd be just as happy if that show went off the air, but it doesn't matter because I never watch it anyway, and I won't. And I'm going to make a vow not to watch Desperate Housewives, not because it's an awful show, not because it sends a horrible message to humanity in general, but because it upsets Jen. I'm not going to watch that show because it upsets you, Jen. That's how much I care about you. Okay, so that's it for me right now, and talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, this is just silly.